Good morning and welcome back to 4 More Minutes. I'm the Soul Stir, Sam Bailey, stirring up your hearts and minds for God. I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and I appreciate you joining me every day. I appreciate you sharing these messages. We're trying to get some momentum and get these messages out into the world. In the day and time in which we live in, we need more positivity and we need more insight and more thought. I want to ask you, if you can, to please subscribe to the Soul Stir there on YouTube, as it's the easiest way and most effective way to share these words. I want to talk to you this morning about staying above sea level, not SEA, but SEE. When you think about something being below sea level in the physical, that's a level that's below uh, where the sea level is, and those areas, those towns that are below sea level are open or susceptible to flooding. And I was thinking about Psalm 61, where David said, "When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to a rock that is higher than myself." And sometimes we become overwhelmed because we're just too low. We're not high enough. And David was saying that when he gets in trouble, he needs to elevate his position. And that's why you always hear me say elevate your thinking, because you're too low, and you are at risk of being flooded or flooding out your soul, or your soul being overwhelmed when you're too low. And you've got to elevate. So lead me to a rock that's higher than myself. And then when you get above sea level, that means you're moving by not what you can see with your eyes, but you're moving by faith. That's a whole nother level. So that you're trusting that God is in this and God has a plan in spite of this. And this is not where you're going to be. And we got to stop giving temporary locations permanent time and permanent attention. So when you can be above sea level, you can tell people that they need to hang in there, because you believe that everything's going to work out as well. You know that where you are is not where you finish. You even can be able to see past the cares of this life to know that on the other side in glory, there's something better waiting on all of us, that we'll get to see our loved ones again, that we'll get to a land of no more sorrow, no more heartache, and no more tears, and no more pain. Of course, you don't see it, right? You don't see it, and sometimes when you walk by your sight, you get frustrated because you don't understand what you're seeing ahead of you. But you got to get above sea level. You're too low. Your soul is getting flooded. You're being overwhelmed by what you can see. We walk by faith and not by sight. If you could see it, there would be no reason to trust God for it. So I pray today that you get to higher ground. There's a song we used to sing, I'm pressing on the upward way, new heights I'm gaining every day. Lord, lift me up, let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland. Then it says, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, place my feet on higher ground. Higher ground is what we need. Higher ground is what we ought to ask the Lord for. And you can be able to see it. You got to be able to get a better angle on it, get a better outlook on it, get a better perspective on it. And sometimes that takes us going blind, that we might be able to see. Sometimes the Lord has to blind us in order for us to see. And when we are blinded to our own ideas and own perceptions and own thoughts, then we can trust Him and let Him lead us. And as I said earlier in the week, acknowledge Him and He will direct your path. That's the goal. That's the aim. That's the objective when we're walking with the Lord. So I pray today for all those who are overwhelmed. I'm going to pray for you today that you're able to have some release and be able to release those things. Hey, I'm feeling like David today. I wish a Goliath would come at me. Giants. David said Goliath. Others around said Goliath was too big to take down. David said Goliath is too big to miss. And so when you're walking with God, you can do all things through Him. That not just be some scripture or something, a mantra for somebody else, but it ought to be a way of life for you. The just shall live by faith, not by sight. Well, God bless you. Have a wonderful day today. I pray that you share this with someone. I pray this will impact your day in a positive way. God bless you and be great. See you tomorrow right here. 4 More Minutes.